Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bot AI cast. We have got ourselves what should be a good one here today, and we're gonna see how it goes, as we have got a bot I've never cast before, and I think it's just doing regular mining. It's not speed mining, it is Artie. And taking on Artie is going to be none other than Zozo, one of the Protoss warriors out there. And we've got a TVP here today. And oh boy, look what's already starting. Ladies and gentlemen, click that like button for dirty, cheeky robot cheese. I don't know how you make cheese from a robot, but figure it out. And leave a comment down below saying more bots if you want to see more of these chaotic bot games. And yeah, we're gonna see if Artie can get a sneaky win against Zozo. We do have Zozo saying tag low workers, so giving us some insight into its scouting, doing some math, as you can do as a bot author, and just say, hey, I'm probably being proxied, just like human players sometimes do. Go for proxies and things like that, but we have got Artie actually lifting off its command center. I have no idea where this thing's going, but it is gone. Is this a reaction to a cannon rush, or is this just going to be an all-in marine SCV cheese we're seeing? Because this CC, I don't know where it's going. It's gonna land on the main base of Zozo. That's the plan. Crush the enemy's base. Now Zozo doesn't have any units out, and it's already up against 1 Marine, soon to be 2-3 Marines, with a bunch of SCVs that are gonna be buffering. And while Zozo has got speed mining going on, Artie does not. So if it wins, this is going to just show that this is a pretty effective cheese. In goes Artie, SCVs leading the way, 3 Marines in tow, men with guns, and the probes presumably are going to have to be pulled for Zozo as the Marines, they start shooting that pylon SCVs, giving it a hug. I think that's going to go down, and that means no production is going to happen. As I say that, though, the pylon just barely stays alive. SCVs are now fighting the probes, but that stalker is about to get out. That is a big deal. If that battery finishes up, that is going to be huge for the Protoss. And Artie, I think, may be in a bit of trouble because that stalker just barely stays alive under the Marine fire. All the SCVs are dead. There's only 1 Marine left. I do believe we may have our victor here, as that was closer than it should have been. If Artie had stayed the course and just right-clicked that pylon, it would have potentially won. But of course, as a bot, you got to react to what's going on around you, and programming a bot that intentionally would ignore all those probes attacking would be a difficult thing to do. But yeah, GG as Artie's cheese fails. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a multi-part video, so stay tuned. Okay, and here is gonna be the next one, and we could potentially be having a little bit of deja vu, as it is gonna be another match with Artie. Artie, after 1 game, quickly becoming my hero. The fact that it's a bot, but it doesn't use speed mining, and it's just going for some of the dirtiest wins possible. I was on the fence whether I'd cast another game after seeing that first one, but I just want to see if it'll work against the top Protoss bot, and up there as far as the top bots. So this is going to be a good test for Deimos, how well it's going to hold up against just a dirty proxy Rax build, as Artie has got the Rax on the way. I get a feeling we all know what's going to be coming next. As soon as a couple Marines are out, the boys will be coming, and I mean, that was a close one. And Deimos is not scouting, it's playing it greedy. More greedy than Zozo, that's for sure. And so we're gonna see if perhaps one of the more simple bots can take out one of the top bots. As I say that, though, Deimos is at least scouting. Will this proxy be found? That is the big question. The probe is not going near this. And so Deimos, the top bot, could potentially be in trouble here against Artie. I mean, it could potentially just look like a pro-human game. For those of you that watch any pro Starcraft matches where, for example, a lower player will try and cheese out one of the best, they just have a way of making magic happen. So we'll see if Deimos can have that hero advantage and be able to hold on against a cheese that is clearly coming its way. Are these SCVs going to be seen? It looks like a couple of them do get seen. Does Deimos react? That is going to be the question. there is potentially going to be a Nexus on the way, and it looks like it does indeed get fired up, so Deimos isn't really changing its plan. It could potentially just build a pylon in the wall to keep Artie out, but it's going to have to build that real soon because in comes the Terran. An Adept is on the way. But I mean, SCVs and Marines can deal with Adepts. They're now going up the ramp. They are looking for a fight. They're gonna be battling here. Artie can only make a handful of Marines with this cheese. SCVs are repositioning to actually block for the Marines, which is really quite important as the Marines are now starting to set to work. They are actually just running into the probes though, as they really want that Adept, but that is really exposing themselves. So a big micro mistake by Artie. Artie is now chasing this one Adept. And what I think was a pretty good defensive position, it has kind of just given it away. Deimos is not mining at all, though, and so that actually means it can't make any more units. It never canceled the Nexus. It's not putting it together that it needs to do that. The Adept is still alive. She's crossing the map, but what's she going to kill on the other side? So, I mean, Artie could potentially kill off the probes on Deimos' side of the map. Deimos is not mining at all. In goes the Terran bot. We'll see what damage it can get done. The command center is now lifting off. I don't know why in the previous game the CC lifted off right away. I'm guessing it was the probe that triggered it to do that. Whereas in this game, we are now seeing the Marines. They're shooting at the probes. It's 21 probes, 4 versus 4 SCVs, 3 Marines. These Marines have got to micro like gods. I do believe that the probe warriors should be enough to hold on. And I just really want to see the bot author of Artie implement speed mining, but keep the strategy the exact same. As Artie, you are a hero. Where's this one SCV? Just forever glitched out. I think we've got our victor for this one, as there's now a stalker on the way. These games are certainly enjoyable, though, as I'll load up the next one here. All right, and here is going to be another match to round off this video. We have got Micro Machine in the bottom right, a very scrappy bot taking on Sharpened Edge, a bit of a timing attack monster. And we actually do happen to have another cheese, it looks like, as Micro Machine's saying chosen strategy, proxy marauders. So Sharpened Edge going to be on the receiving end of some aggression. Micro Machine says it's won 63% of its encounters, so it's the favorite, but that is by no means a guaranteed win. I'll take those odds. Sharpened Edge will take those odds. And we do have a probe scout for Sharpened Edge. Looks like there isn't actually a proxy marauder from Micro Machine, which is interesting. As I say that, an SCV goes out on the map. So we've got Sharpened Edge actually potentially going for a bit of a cannon rush against the Micro Machine. One probe hanging down on the bottom of that ground, being very suspicious, and you know it's a real cannon rush when there's more than one probe, as the second one crosses the map here. And we're probably going to see a cannon get built. Micro Machine, I imagine, will pull workers off the line right away. Where's the cannon? We're waiting for that forge to finish up. Now the forge is done. So far, no SCVs have been pulled off the line. Micro Machine is just saying, I will ignore the problems in my life. And that includes cannons. So Sharpened Edge starting off with a bit of a cheeky proxy. We'll see if Micro Machine is able to get counter damage done. It's got this proxy racks on the way. It's going to take a while for a Marauder to be built, though, about another minute. Whereas this cannon's going to be shooting away fairly soon. Looks like this one probe in the main base could go down. It actually gets its pylon attempt blocked. It looks like the other probe is the one attempting to build the pylon, but it's not going to happen. So far, it looks like quite a nice start for Micro Machine in order to defend this cheese. The probe is given high ground vision, but a Marauder's about to finish up, so there's going to be no cannon done, or no way for that cannon to shoot the high ground once that probe gets killed. And so Sharpened Edge has to reluctantly macro behind this, but there's already a Rax building on the other side of the map. The Marauder does pop out on the wrong side, and it's glitching pretty heavily here. Oh, Micro Machine with an uncharacteristic mistake. That Marauder popped out really on the wrong side of town, and this is actually going to change things drastically, as that pylon or that depot is going to get killed, not repaired. Concussive Shell is about to finish up, but now we're seeing a pylon building on the high ground, and that means that there's going to be sustained vision for this cannon. It looks like the probes will be taken care of, but the tech lab's being worked on. This is causing a big disruption on Micro Machine's side of the map. We do have 2 gateways now building for Sharpened Edge. There isn't anything to answer for this Marauder other than probes, but probes are pretty darn good. Cybercore gets thrown on up. A Zealot is on the way. Zealots can deal with Marauders, or at least buy a lot of time against Marauders. A second Marauder is on the way, though, so this game is going to be closer than you'd think. Micro Machine got messed with a little bit. It's got quite a few softened up SCVs. It's contained in its main base, so just one of these racks is really able to do anything. And this Marauder is taking its sweet time attacking this Nexus. So these two bots, they're really being tested as far as wacky situations go. Sharpened Edge looks like it's probably waiting for the Cybercore to finish before it makes any more units. Do we have Stalkers on the way? We have 2 Adepts, actually, which is a bad choice against Marauders, I'll say. I mean, they're okay against Marauders in the fact that they soak lots of damage, but they also deal 0 damage to Marauders, basically. So Micro Machine could potentially cancel this Nexus. We shall see. We're going to need to see some Stalkers and some Zealots for Sharpened Edge to handle this, but who knows, the Adepts can also shade around. I have no idea which bot's going to come out on top. 3 Marauders are out, though, which is the makings of a death ball. 1 more, and it's just going to become really problematic for Sharpened Edge. A Robo is on the way, and a Mortal will deal with Marauders no problem. The Adepts are now shading after them. They may actually just want to let them go on their merry way. Micro Machine says cancel offensive, but correctly says it's actually going to restart that offensive. Some of these Marauders are being pushed around. The Adept will get tagged and is going to be chased down and killed. Cancel offensive, relaunch offensive. Micro Machine is gaslighting us as the viewers. It's like Micro Machine may have been talking about those cannons on the other side of the map, which have been cleaned up. It's now like 7 Marauders that are available. Probes were transferred. They do get a nice surround on a few of the Marauders, but there's actually just a few too many, so I think those probes need to run for their life. And hopefully, for Sharpened Edge's sake, it will get out an Immortal. But I think the proxy for Micro Machine may be getting out of hand as 1 Stalker was made, but Marauders are Stalker's natural enemy. When there's 1 or 2 Marauders on the field, and you have, say, a Zealot helping buffer against the Marauders, you can do some micro work, but in this case, that is not it. Probes are being made. No more units are being made for Sharpened Edge, and I do believe Micro Machine has taken this one with a successful but interrupted Marauder proxy. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoy these cheesy bot games, go ahead and click that like button. If we can get a like for every Marauder, that would be amazing. They even have Stim Pack now, so they're just supercharged. Join the Discord, which is linked down below. Leave a comment saying more Marauders, more bots, or more Artie if you want to see more of the hero Artie. And yeah, I do hope you guys enjoy the variety in these videos. I enjoy casting them. I think I might try casting like a best of 3 between 2 bots sometime soon, just so we get a wide variety of how certain bots interact with each other, because while some games look fairly identical, there is a lot of difference. So yeah, I think that would be a fun experiment to do. We've got Sharpened Edge losing the Nexus. Everything is gone, and that's going to be GG.